What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the motherfucking channel. This is the second reaction that I'm doing, and this reaction is gonna be a little bit different. It's a little different content. I think y'all really gonna enjoy it. It's a little crazy though. It's real crazy though. So apparently the video we watching today is called Canton Cop Caught on Video Tries to Explain. Now I really don't understand the title, but you know, we gonna get straight into it. All right, let's get into the video.
I'm not playing. Get down. That's why I gotta comply.
The Canton Police Department has released
Bro,
body
he
cam
just
footage
straight
showing
kicked him in
Officer
his mouth,
Brandon
like...
Mamarov kicking McElroy while
This man got his hands up and he got cranked. Straight cranky in the dome. Like, disrespectful, bro. Like, that. Let's just keep watching and see what went on.
McElroy was kneeling with his hands up.
Come on, brother, like that, bro. He's not complying. We ain't do nothing. We live out here, bro. Why you kick my brother like that? That's crazy. How many times did I tell you go on the ground? That was right.
It ain't funny, but that, you see how he's saying like how you kick my bro? Like, why you doing him like that? And he had his hands up. Y'all got these guns and shit pointing at us, all this one shit. Like, what you on for real? Like, that wasn't even called for. It really wasn't though. Especially when they surrender and they ain't doing nothing. They not resisting arrest, none of that. Like, that's messed up.
You guys don't want to listen, that's fine. Then don't be surprised when we put our hands on you.
Was that a violation of the Constitution, what he did? Were there any consequences for the officer?
This is disgusting. This is disgusting. What I just saw was renegade, rogue, gang-style policing.
Gratuitous violence inflicted upon an incapacitated detainee constitutes an excessive use of force, even if the injuries suffered are not substantial.
I ain't gonna lie, I have watched some of their videos, some of their content, and I really do mess with their content. Oh, hell no, we gotta skip the ads. We gotta skip the ads.
Many of you have discovered that it can be nearly impossible to find a civil rights lawyer. Although I get calls from all around the country every day, I'm only one person, and I only take specific types of cases, and only in West Virginia. The good news is that if you need a lawyer because you've been injured, you can hire America's largest injury law firm, no matter what state you're in. Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 attorneys in all 50 states. Because they're the biggest, they have the ability not to settle for lowball offers. Last year, $1 million seriously injured. Press release when arrived. However, others.
But hold on, let's go back, because if you seriously injured,
will only take a couple of minutes.
Might as well go ahead, that QR code. So about to do all that. I don't know nothing about Morgan & Morgan, so don't really do that. I mean, I don't know. He seemed like a legit guy, but we ain't promoting nothing that we ain't getting. You know what I mean?
That's to start a claim. In a press release issued Monday afternoon, the Canton police said that officers were called to this area after someone reported an argument
if y'all know where
involving
Canton
10 to
is,
15
it
people.
down below. He
and
might
they say that
here,
multiple individuals fled once law enforcement arrived. However, others were located and then ordered to the ground.
Copy. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! One person running towards 19th Street. He has a gun in his right hand.
Hold on. First off, it better be a gun in that nigga right hand, like they said, because he's saying a lot of stuff talking about get down, saying that it's a gun in his dude's hand. You would, and I ain't gonna say he wasn't gonna shoot because he seemed very hostile, but if you would have shot at that man while he was running, like while he was in the midst of running, bro, you would have been in the wrong. You already in the wrong off rip. You feel me? You already getting the lawsuit off of that. You feel me? Like, we gonna have to sue that ass right there. You feel me? Throw it right there. You feel me? Matter of fact, we gonna sue his ass a third. Right? Matter of fact, sue his ass 6 times for distress and some more shit. Stop playing with a nigga on GG and Green. Let's get back to it.
Was McElroy, whom the department admits appeared to be complying before he was kicked by the officer. McElroy and 2 other men were arrested, with police saying 2 handguns and a backpack containing, quote, a large amount of marijuana were recovered from the scene. And it's not clear who possessed those items. This is what the body cam footage shows.
I know for the most part, weed is legal in a lot of states now, so I don't know which part they Canton in. Like I said, if y'all know, put it down below. I just don't feel like doing the research in the moment, you know, while we trying to, you feel me? That's a lot to do for me right now. But If y'all know, let me know. But I don't know if it's legal here, and if they just saying this, let me just shut up and see the
Brief chase after a suspect who was accused of carrying a gun, an officer comes across McElroy and 4 others in a parking lot. The officer shouts for them to stop walking and then calls for backup over his radio.
239, I got 5 at gunpoint in this parking lot, not really complying. I could use more units.
Get on the ground right now!
That request prompts.
Nah, hold on. This nigga real life walked up to these teens who was just walking or whatever, talking about at gunpoint. These niggas was at gunpoint and he could use some help. You clearly see that wasn't the case, bro. This dude
Officer
tripping.
Mamarov to begin running to the area. By the time he arrives, body cam shows 4 of the men are already lying on the ground. McElroy is on his knees with his hands up when Officer Mamarov runs right for him and kicks him.
Bro, this why they need to take more precaution on who they making cops and shit, bro. They need a rule 2 strike your ass out of the league, cause this is unacceptable. This dude real life just ran up. He on his way there. He on his way there running to this dude, jogging like a dumbass crackhead, and end up kneeing this dude in his chin while he on his knees begging for his damn life almost. Like, you feel me? While he over there, he ain't doing shit to nobody, and you get down. Like, what? Like, the nigga was on his knees. He was already down. If you wanted him to lay down, you should have said that, but you ain't have to run up and knee his ass in the mouth, bro. That's crazy, bro.
That's why you gotta comply. Why you come on brother like that, bro? Because he's not complying. Bro, this is damn, bro. That's how y'all. We ain't do nothing. We live out here, bro.
See?
Bro, I live right there. Right there.
Like, bro, like they saying, they ain't doing nothing. They doing them wrong.
We have eyes on the male and jump the fence and make it to 19th or is he bunker down over here?
Take your knees this way. I'll move your butt.
Oh.
There you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Copy. I think you guys are on your own
Look
right
his
now.
fat ass out of breath.
A bunch to tank.
You know, we ain't running none of that, so why we getting in trouble?
This is the tank now.
Copy. Get north.
You had to hang up
Like he said,
That
they ain't
moment
running or
surprised
nothing.
the others on the ground, and it also surprised McElroy's attorney, Bobby DiCello, when the TV news showed him and filmed him watching this body cam footage for the first time and listening to the officer's explanation.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting. What I just saw was renegade.
Hey man, I haven't heard from you since you bought your gaming computer. Is everything okay?
Rogue, gang-style policing.
After the suspects are placed in handcuffs, Officer Mamarov is again questioned about why he kicked McElroy.
Why you kick my brother like that? That's crazy.
How many times did I tell you to get on the ground?
That was
Right. I don't know what to tell you. Hey. But that was it though. It's nothing malicious. Just get him on the ground. How many times?
How is it not malicious when 3 of the dudes on the ground, the one you ran up and kneed in the fucking mouth was on the ground, on his knees? That's on the ground enough to be on the fucking ground, my nigga. So, you feel me? You already seeing that's crazy, bro.
That's when I tell you
This
to get on
whole
the ground.
situation
You know?
crazy.
You guys don't want to listen, that's fine. Then don't be surprised when we put our hands on you.
I want to say I got on the ground.
So then don't be
It's
surprised
not you
when you put
guys.
your hands on your family or your folks or your friends.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was fucking him.
Oh,
That damn near sound like a
I
threat.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
One of the shipments to leave.
McElroy has since been charged with obstruction and resisting arrest, despite authorities saying that he was complying with the officer's orders. As far as constitutional violations goes, this does seem like a pretty easy case. Canton is in the 6th Circuit because it's in Ohio, so I took a look at 6th Circuit
It's
case
down
law
here.
just to be sure,
Weed is
and it's
legal
very,
down
very
here, so
clear
I don't-
there. Gratuitous
What's the point? He must have had over the
inflicted
legal limit that
upon
you
an
could carry, but it don't seem like it.
detainee
As far as we know so far,
constitutes
they
an
ain't had no
excessive
drugs
use
on
of
them.
force, even if the injuries suffered.
Hold on, let me go
not
back.
Very, very
I
clear
heard what you
there.
said.
Gratuitous violence inflicted upon an incapacitated detainee constitutes an excessive use of force, even if the injuries suffered are not substantial. And that's as a matter of law in the 6th Circuit. For instance, in the Pigram case from 2006, it was alleged that the defendant police officer slapped a handcuffed plaintiff in the face because the man was being unruly and had a, quote, smart-ass mouth. Finding the officer's conduct to be unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment, that case emphasized that a slap to the face of a handcuffed suspect, even a verbally unruly suspect, is not a reasonable means of achieving anything more than perhaps further antagonizing or humiliating the suspect. The court reached that conclusion, notwithstanding the relatively minimal use of force that was applied in that case, a slap in the face, and the lack of any resulting injury from it. In another Sixth Circuit case, the Morrison case from 2009, it was alleged that the police officer applied force to this woman's head.
2006,
it was alleged that the officer repeatedly pushed this woman's face to the ground.
That's 3 years from
every
the 2006
time she attempted to speak while she was already handcuffed,
bro,
lying down and compliant with the officer's commands. The court held that a reasonable officer would not have felt a threat to officer safety under those circumstances, and that the officer's behavior represented a sort of gratuitous violence, which the court has many times found to be unconstitutional. Such antagonizing and humiliating conduct is unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment, regardless of the existence of any injury. It crosses the line into physical abuse of an incapacitated suspect. Moreover, since these cases, even the ones that I cited, go back to 2006, 2009, it's highly unlikely that the police officer here, if sued for violation of the Fourth Amendment, would be granted qualified immunity, because this was clearly in violation of pre-existing Sixth Circuit case law, which is controlling in Canton, Ohio. Here, it was very clear that the individual who was kicked by the officer had his hands up, and he was 100% compliant. The other officers at the scene were aware of that fact, and they were not taking any action in regards to this individual. But the officer just comes running in.
They took action. They took them niggas down. You feel me? They was the first ones to run up and do the bullshit. That's the action they took.
And engages in this gratuitous use of violence just to humiliate, just to physically abuse this individual. Has there been any accountability yet for this police officer? Well, a spokesman for the Canton Police Department told the TV news that Officer Mamarov is currently working in a restricted capacity while the incident is under review. Yet for this police officer. Well, a spokesman for the Canton Police Department told the TV news that Officer Mamarov is currently working in a restricted capacity while the incident is under review. So if these are your public servants, you need to stay on top of them and make sure that they adequately review this and that ultimately they hold this police officer accountable. I'll put all of the Canton Police contact information in the first pinned comment below. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe both here and at the blog at the Civil.
Well, that was the video. Like, put in the comments what you think below, but I'm gonna leave it off with this conclusion. That's more of a reason for us as a people, you know, as whites, blacks, whatever. There's more of a reason for you to know your law. You feel me? It's more of a reason to be smart when you're making these decisions, because you might be standing for something, but these people, like you seen, this guy been doing this for years. You feel me? It's a lot of shit he probably did that didn't go reported. But there's 2 cases that they did have, and this is the 3rd one on top of that. So with that being said, y'all be safe. Make sure y'all doing y'all due diligence. Make sure y'all doing y'all due diligence to make sure y'all know what y'all law is and y'all stating what's going on. You feel me? Because that shit right there is crazy, and ain't no reason for that man to have knee him in the mouth. But that's the conclusion. That's the end of the video. Leave a like to support me. That's all you gotta do. Just leave a like. If you really want to support me, just leave a like, and maybe even send it to a friend if you find it interesting or not. But you know what? I love it. I love the video. I think more people need to see this. I think more cops need to see this, and I think there need to be more consequences for doing certain actions like this when you're an officer. You feel me? Because it's already consequences for a criminal or somebody who ran a red light or whatever. So I feel like that should just be an equal thing that, you know, should be of in the law. But like, comment, subscribe, and most definitely let me know what's going on under in them comments, what y'all think about this situation. And if you live in Canton, leave down in the comments whether you ever experienced some shit like this or seen something like this. But You feel me? Like the video, comment, subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you guys later on GG and Greg.